the handle too cold to hold. You call command this and we in control.
A little Bobby Brown reference.
With Macho Man voice. What you know? I'm doing mashups over here. Somebody called Flounder from DCO 101 back in the day. We doing mashups. Anyway, you know what? I wish I could bring it. That's all I got for you. So let's get this show started. Let's roll.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is June 1st. We are in the 6th month of the year of our Lord 2023. We're back. It's Thursday, time for our weekly live stream. And just for the friendly plug, all the music on this show is created by our bro, this way, Mr. Dev. So if you ever want to know where the music is, that's your guy.
By the way, if you're not following him on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you use,
updates,
you should be. Because I do. I play his music while I work out.
Hey.
Going down the road with the top down. All of that. Use it for the beds of my lifting videos, whatever. Dev's got those beats for you. You should appreciate it.
That's right. That's right.
The instrumentals album.
What?
I'm dropping a Dev Instrumentals album pretty soon. It's just gonna be
instrumentals. That's right.
Yeah.
So for us, this is our 200th episode. I guess it's our bicentennial. Although we're not really going to celebrate the hype of a 200th episode tonight. We're going to save it for another opportunity, another time. Okay. To be determined. Most likely
like Joe Budden and play in the club.
So we can get a little rowdy up in here.
We play in the club. It's not even our birthday. It's just the 200th episode.
Yeah, it is not even our birthday, but I got to get up at 4:30 in the morning tomorrow. So kind of try to keep it a little chill tonight. But it is our 200th episode. This has been an awesome run so far. We started, back in COVID times, late spring 2020. Haven't stopped since. So it's been a good ride, but we'll dwell on that later as we truly celebrate the 200th episode of Command This Podcast. And if you're here, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on any of your audio podcast platforms. We got a couple homies in the chat already. Badass Lord Tipsy, thank you for joining. Sam Howell, certified GOAT. We have Rivers Reese who joins us. What up, guys? Happy Thursday. And Kevin Williams said, here we go. What up, fellas? Thank you very, very much. Kevin Williams hitting the Buffalo Trace. I got the Buffalo Trace right here. I'm not going to hit it tonight, man. I'm going to be a responsible adult, as hard as that is. I'm going to take it easy. So I am doing some 12-ounce curls today. So I will be a responsible adult to make sure I can get up at 4:30.
He's doing 25-ounce curls. He's hitting the missile silos.
Oh, Lord. The 25-ounce curls, man. You're going to be getting it. Yeah, good times. Fellas, how you been?
Yo, hanging out there.
Doing what I do. It's thank God for a short week.
Oh, I know.
I was so glad to wake up feeling like it was Wednesday and go, it's Thursday. It's Command This Day.
Command This Day.
Command This Day. That's right.
Command This Day.
It's raining commanders.
Is it? It like we said before, there's always plenty of content to choose from.
This has been a good week for this team because nothing negative has gone on.
Yeah.
Nothing negative.
I was telling my friend at work about that. I said, man, usually on the off season, we would have a bunch of podcasts about other stuff other than football. But this off season, it's been strictly Washington Commanders football for the most part. Been
That's
pretty
true.
good.
You're right. Yo, you're absolutely right, Dev. Usually we're scrounging for content. Like we're doing top 5 Tuesdays on Thursdays, and we're doing all kinds of stuff not football or Commanders related. But you're right. Every week, the gift that keeps on giving keeps giving.
Yep.
That's okay. I like it.
It's like herpes.
What Phil said.
I wouldn't know what that's like, man.
Thankfully, I don't either.
Phil wears his condoms like a headband and shit. You know?
Well, you know,
wearing like Jadakiss in the 90s, man. You can't.
Girls like the bald head for a reason.
Yeah,
That's right. I am bald under this beautiful black W hat, but I am bald, and I am not basically Iron Man. But that's the name of this episode tonight. We're calling this Iron Man Sam. Iron Man Sam. Why are we calling this Iron Man Sam? Well, I think we're going to have to show you why. For those who don't know, after practice, the team sets up a camera and they set up a question. So as the players come into the locker room, they ask silly questions. Okay. And maybe 2 days ago, Phil, was it 2 days?
2 days ago, yeah, I think it was.
2 days ago, it was if you could star in a movie, who would that player be? So real quick, we're gonna play this.
Well, if they did a movie of your life, who would play you?
Correct.
That's what it was.
Yes. All right. So I'm gonna get us in the right preview. All right. And away we go. Sam Howell is at the very end, so please watch and listen for Sam Howell's response.
Whoever People in Magazine voted was the sexiest man alive, or Chris Pratt. I like Chris Pratt.
Probably have to go with Idris Elba.
Chris Pratt. Obviously, Chris Hemsworth. Some big fat hairy guy. Yeah.
Fat Thor.
Yeah. I'm really old at heart. Denzel.
What's the guy from Snowfall?
Beetlejuice.
Damn. What's the guy from Snowfall?
Spider-Man.
Franklin.
Garfield.
Franklin from Snowfall.
What actor would play us or Ice Cube?
Hell. I'm big Denzel.
The preacher man from
Big
Friday.
Denzel for me. Big Denzel. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say like Brad Pitt, but that's unrealistic. Have you guys seen Jury Duty? That show? Apparently I look like that guy. People told me that. So I guess him.
Like the only actor, Michael B. Jordan. Obviously.
Denzel Washington. I get surgical with this name, Jake.
I know what people say to me, they think John Cena, but it's not true.
Ooh, I know who you're going to say. Who? Hell no. Denzel.
I got a sneaky one. I got Nnamdi Asomugha.
Ooh.
He's a director and actor, you know what I'm saying, football to the big city.
I'm going the greatest.
Pause for a second. Can you pause?
Denzel.
Right, man.
Pause.
Why does almost every black guy say Denzel?
Because he's the GOAT.
But there's
Everybody
million
loves
other black
Denzel.
actors now.
They're gonna say his son at this
Hey,
point.
John said Michael B. Jordan.
Denzel's like 60.
Right.
Ice Cube.
Who would play you, Steve, if you were in a row?
Me? Man. I guess it has to look like you. Like, I don't know.
Oh no, don't really look like you.
Back in my day, I would say like BJ Penn. I used to get a lot of, you look like BJ Penn back in the day when I had no beard. I don't know. What about you? Dev?
He'll be played by Gabriel Iglesias.
Denzel Washington.
I know who that is.
You know who he is. That's Fluffy.
Oh, yeah, Fluffy.
All right. Well, think about it. Let's finish this up because Sam's coming up next.
I'm going with Bobby Lee for you, Steve. Yeah, Steve.
Bobby Lee?
I like Bobby Lee though. He got the shave.
It can be the dude who's in the dude in the 10 Rings looks too much, too Asian.
Jimmy Yang.
How about the guy who plays he was in Crazy Rich Asians. He has that British accent. No, I don't know.
I know who you're talking about. The guy that played in Beef, played her husband.
He's in the movie with hold on. Let's finish this real quick.
He's handsome and funny like me.
Me? I'm an actor. I'm playing me.
I got Brad Pitt on this one.
Oh, Will Smith. Chris Tucker. But, I'm funny. He's very funny. And, same personality.
Robert Downey Jr. He got a beard.
And I'm basically
And I'm basically Iron Man. So that whole thing sparked a lot of talk about Sam Howell. Hey, we should call him Iron Man Sam, or you know what I mean. So that's kind of what we call this episode, Iron Man Sam. But
anywhere's burgundy. So
that's right, kind of like our colors.
Yeah,
gold. Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah. Before we go in a little bit more,
you got a cannon for an arm too.
Sam Howell talk. Let's see. Badass Lord Tip says 200th episode. Congratulations, fam. Our boy Deuce, Red Zone in the Lab. Please go check out Deuce on YouTube. Red Zone in the Lab. Always cooking stuff up. Says congratulations on 200. When will the wrestler appear? Where is
Trent? Never leave.
Trent Phoenix.
Come on. You always get a little dose
you never
of
show up.
Promos. I cut promos on this pod.
Do you have a mask? Is there a mask involved?
There was no mask involved. You had to look. That's what made me a good heel. You had to look at my ugly mug.
Rivers Reese said, a lot of Forbes talk this week. I like it. Taking Sam Howell seriously, it sounds like. Love to hear it. Marcus says, congrats on your 200 episodes, family. Appreciate you, Marcus. Go check out Marcus's group on Facebook, Sports View 2. Love Marcus. Our boy Yam Sensei, Yam Starch. Yam in Japan says, yo, thank you for tuning in. Shy Guns, our Packers friend fan stuck in Chicago, said I can see that in Japan. But he also said Dev looks like the shit emoji, so that's harsh.
I know, man.
Came out gunning.
Look at him.
Lord Tipsy said Steve is Deputy Dewey from Scream. That's what's his name? Married to used to be married to Courtney Cox.
David Arquette.
David Arquette. Oh man, I don't know how I feel about that one.
Damn.
Greg DeLay.
He's a hell of a nice guy, apparently.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah. 200th episode. We're gonna talk a little bit about Iron Man Sam. I hope it sticks. Better than I think. I like that one a little more than the Uncle Sam. You know, the run-ons to what we've heard so far. But yeah. But I do have something for you guys. Okay, we talked about Iron Man Sam, and what I have something for you now is on Twitter from the 33rd team. If you follow them, it's pretty cool. They had a question about who would have the best, which quarterback would have the best season of 2023, and I challenge you guys to answer this question with your thoughts. Okay. Of the four people, Brock Purdy, supporting cast of McCaffrey, Mitchell, Samuel, Ayuk, and Kittle, Sam Howell. We got Robinson, AG, McLaurin, Dotson, and Samuel. Desmond Ritter has Bijan Robinson, Algier, Cordero Patterson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and old Mini Mittens, Kenny Pickett. Shout out to the guys in the chat who gave Kenny Pickett Mini Mittens as the name. He's got Najee Harris, George Pickens, Deontay Johnson. Is that Allen Robinson? And Pat Freiermuth. So
yes.
What do y'all think about that? Of these guys, which quarterback will have the best season of 2023, assuming they're all healthy for all 17 games?
You know, you could argue. I think the debate, if you want to consider supporting cast, is between Purdy and Howell.
Yeah. Can see it.
I've lost faith in Najee Harris. The Steelers receivers are pretty good, and Freiermuth's a solid tight end. Ritter, I don't trust who he's got around him. And so yeah, I would still say Howell or Purdy. And that's a tough one because they don't include any of our tight ends. And apparently old Sam has been finding those guys in practice as well, because all I see in the highlights is Cole Turner and Logan Thomas making catches.
Yep.
So
true. What about you, Dev? What do you think?
I'm going Howell. I would say Purdy because he's on a really good team, but he's not going to be ready until a ways into the season, it looks like.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Pickett, you know, I think Pickett is going to be solid. I think that if you want to play it safe, I would go Kenny Pickett because he's already seen a year of action, more or less. He has a really good established coaching staff. He has they're going to always be playoff at least in the race for it. I think that if you were just looking at it upside though for the year, if you're thinking that who's going to blow it out of the water, who's most likely to do that, I think Howell, because he's got a stronger arm and he's can do it with his legs also on top of that. So I'm gonna go with Sam Howell as I think he has the most potential for the year. If I was playing it safe though, Pickett.
Yeah. I don't know. We were kind of talking about in the chat today. I just don't know if Pickett's a good quarterback. He's going to be a good quarterback. I don't think he's going to take the next step.
I think they're both in a situation where they have to do it this year, or they're not. Because I honestly think if Sam isn't your franchise guy this year, they're going to pick a quarterback in the first round next year for sure.
Kenny Pickett was a top round pick. If he could have a down year, he's fine. He's got.
I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
5 years.
I don't think he has to be great this year, but I don't think he can be bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't think he can be the reason they don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, Pittsburgh, they don't play that.
Right.
And then with Brock Purdy, I'll play this comment because, I agree with it. I was going to say this, but credit to Greg Delaney says how, because I believe Sam Darnold's going to win the 49ers job. And people are saying that Sam Darnold's going to beat out the team because Brock Purdy there's no guarantee he's going to be ready. Yeah. And we don't know what Trey Lance is going to do. So the 49er block could be completely out of the question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A couple comments here. Shotguns did say, I just missed you guys and I can't wait for NFL to start.
Shotgun, yes. Man, you look like the grape ape and a piece of duty had a baby together.
He also said we do in fantasy. Of course, I will activate the league here probably in a couple weeks. Fantasy football season's on. I don't know how many vacancies we have. Let's see who backs out. Right now, all 12 people are tentatively signed up for next season. Yam says, just Yam. Don't got to go through all the nicknames like I'm a black guy at a family reunion in South Carolina. I am the whitest white boy Yam, keeping it real. Keeping it real. We just said this. We don't know if Purdy's the for sure starter at all. We have no idea.
First off, that's racist, Yam. I just let you know that.
Dev takes offense.
Get him, Bobby Long. No,
Bobby Long.
Bobby Lee.
The glove didn't fit Lil Finger Candy. Mini Mittens Pickett.
We never said who would play Phil, man.
Who would play Phil?
Oh, what's the name that plays?
Probably Gabriel Iglesias because
man, the dude that plays Kingpin.
He's got hair.
The dude that plays Kingpin on a
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, that's it. He's got to play Phil.
My mom thought he was a very good-looking older man in Law and Order.
Law and Order. I forgot he was on there. He's also still Kingpin, by the way. I'm going to see Spider-Verse tomorrow.
I'll tell you what. I will take him now. If you had said like him, when he was Private Pile in Full Metal Jacket, that would be insulting.
Yeah. Or in
because I could do a pull-up.
What's the Johnny Depp movie where he played the Constantine? Yeah, where he's drunk in the.
Constantine. He's like an exorcismist. He exorcises these demons.
God's drunk.
Yeah. Yam says Vincent is a dude. He's loved every role he's ever played in.
Yeah, he's nice.
And Edgar and MIB. I don't know who Edgar and MIB is. One of the later MIBs.
Yeah. He had the thing in his neck. He was the bad guy.
Yeah.
He was the guy that got infected.
Sugar water.
Yeah, he was infected. There you go.
Ryan Elias, thanks for joining. Says Phil looks like white Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince. Uncle Phil. Lord Tipsy says they're trying to hide footage of Howell, McLaurin, and Dotson, or is Forbes shutting them down? Great question. But I'm looking forward to seeing McLaurin and Forbes battle it out all summer long because iron sharpens iron.
Apparently, when one is covered, the other one's open because I know of at least one touchdown Dotson scored in 11 on 11s.
Tell Shotguns he's so black if he went to night school, he get counted absent. I got all night, man.
Somebody was flashing a pic of from 2020 in camp when Terry beat a dude is not even on the team anymore. I don't even know who it was, but Dwayne Haskins. I'm sorry, in 2019, Dwayne Haskins threw him this bomb, and he went up and got it over some like a fourth string cornerback. I don't even know who it was, but everyone's posting that on Twitter. I'm like, yeah, that's great, but that's nothing for Terry. That's easy peasy lemon squeezy.
He does it Jair Alexander all the time.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about some roster moves that happened over the last week. So they did cut Cam Danztler. Cam Danztler has been cut. He is no longer here.
That did not take long.
He is gone.
I told y'all.
Deb, I don't even remember. I don't even remember him being on this, getting signed.
I remember him being signed because a lot of people were excited about
zero. It wait right over my head. I don't know what was going on.
It was a backup to the backup in Minnesota, and we had a better defense in Minnesota. What was the expectation supposed to be for a dude that was a backup on a worse defense than we have? It didn't make sense. I was like, if it works out, cool, but I don't think he'll make the team. I didn't think he'd make the team.
Third round pick, yeah. Third round pick. It's funny. Someone must have overvalued his talent. Third round pick, and he just can't get right. I don't know. Someone's not doing their due diligence. Did we mess up? Minnesota must have messed up. Why did we sign him in the first place? What's Ron's connection to Minnesota? What's Dantzler's connection to Ron or Jack Del Rio? I mean,
he got canceled.
You got to look at all those things.
Right.
But Dantzler, 2020 third round pick, 149 tackles, 3 interceptions, 3 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries during his time in Minnesota. I mean, those aren't terrible stats
for a guy who's a backup. No.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, he's a backup.
But I think what happened was they got Forbes and they got what was his name, Quan, and it's like we don't need this guy anymore.
Quan ain't gonna play, man. So let's just leave that alone.
Quan gonna play, dude.
The second round pick guy.
Why would a second round pick not, dude? If a second round pick doesn't for double negative, doesn't not play.
When has one played? Why would this year be different? Why do y'all think this year is going to be different than any other year since Ron got here? When has a second round pick been on the field, man? Right. So
Kazmier.
Yeah. Again, when has a second round pick been on the field, man?
We're talking about for performance reasons.
Yeah.
Are you claiming Quan's going to get hurt? Field, man? Are you claiming Quan's going to get hurt?
You can't predict.
For some reason or another, he ain't gonna be on the team. Like, he won't be reliable. We might see 1 or 2 games, man. He ain't gonna be there. In fact, right now, he's not even in the lineup as one of the starting safeties or whatever. They got the rookie playing slot and Juice and Fuller on the outside, and then the regular safeties. They ain't got him even out there.
They've been moving him around.
The second round pick ain't gonna play, bro.
I don't know. I always argue you didn't even need him at 2, even though I love him as a draft.
Oh, yeah, he's an excellent player in college, but once you get picked in the second round, you're shit juice, bro.
I mean, Ron's second round picks, we had Kazmier. I'm trying to go back here.
Phil Mathis.
Fedarian Mathis. These are all injuries. And the injury it's just terrible. Like, injury could have happened in any round. It just so happened our second round picks are bad. The second round picks during the previous regime were just bad. They weren't necessarily injured. They were
Tua Cravens is the next Sean Taylor.
Just Ryan Anderson. Was Ryan Anderson a second round pick?
Yeah, he was.
None of them were good. You got to go back to Preston Smith, and he wasn't even really good for us. He's good for Green Bay.
Yeah, good for Green Bay.
He was solid for us.
Yeah, solid's not good though. Solid's not good. So I'm not going with that. That's the last one though. That's as far back as you can go to ones even serviceable. The rest have been crap. Why does everybody think this guy's going to be special, man?
Yeah, different regime though. Like they change regime. You can't just say every second round pick, no matter who picks him, is going to be bad.
He's had 4 of them, dog. None of them been good, bro.
He's had 3.
He said this is his third.
Every other coach before him's had 3. None of them's been good, bro. I'm saying none of them.
This is his third second round pick.
None of them's been good, man. This is 4th.
His 4th.
PFF says differently about Kazmier.
Whatever. My eyes on the field say different about Kazmier.
Shotguns.
Dude, you had to bring up shotguns.
Shotguns. We had to show you this. This is when, remember, this
It's
is when
chubby
he said
shotguns, man. Shotguns have lost some weight and went to the gym, bro.
This is when he said Aaron Rodgers was going to go off on us. Was it?
That was.
I don't even remember. But sorry.
Says I'm like 350 and 6 touchdowns or some ridiculous
He
shit.
said I look like a poop emoji. Shotguns was so fat in that picture. If he wore a Malcolm X shirt, helicopters would land on his back.
Yeah, he's killing it now. Marcus says, I'm loving how coaches are developing Howell, putting a microphone on him, and EB giving him hard coaching. That's what he needs. And Yam says there's something about them picking him up before they had the draft and when they snagged 2 DBs in the draft. It was just math. I mean, for Cam Danztler, for sure. Yeah, it just didn't work out. There's just not enough room at all. And Yam goes on to say that they already projected to go in the season with 6 DBs on active.
Yep.
Ryan Elias says Juice will have a monster year. Ryan Anderson, the same category as Devin Thomas and Malcolm Kelly. None of them did anything.
Juice has been on the IR by week 10 he's been on IR every year since he's been in the league, man.
Yeah.
So you know what? I don't put Ryan Anderson in the same category as Devin Thomas and Malcolm Kelly because we never had the same, and I don't know why. And it's probably a good thing. We never had the same expectations for Ryan Anderson.
He never got hurt.
He just didn't.
He just wasn't good.
He never got hurt. He was just a backup and a utility guy. He could play multiple positions. He played linebacker. He played defensive end. And he played fullback.
I think he was a better edge rusher than he was linebacker, but there was no room for him to play because it was Ryan Kerrigan. It was Preston Smith. There was just no room for him. And then they put him they even threw him in at fullback. Remember that? They had him running fullback for a little while. Ryan asked a random question. Let's not get too sidetracked, but he says, would you bring Scott McCloughan back as GM?
No, man. What's his players done?
I don't know.
Nothing. None of them done anything.
I mean, he drafted Allen and he drafted
McLaurin?
Allen.
Did he draft McLaurin?
No, McLaurin was 19. That was under Jay and Bruce.
Yeah, Allen was kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the problem is we're so bad in Washington. We have such a low standard for everything. I liked the idea of Scott McCloughan. And I loved Scott McCloughan. It just didn't work out. Did Dan and Bruce probably run him out of town? Sure. But we've never had a real GM, and we haven't had one in a long time, probably since Charlie Casserly. And we haven't had a real quarterback since Joe Theismann. So our bar, you can count 2012, but our bar for success is so low. We're just desperately grasping for a hero. For sure.
I will add this. If McCloughan was sober and right, yes. But I wasn't a fan of many of his picks, too.
Yeah.
Doxson.
Matt Jones.
I know. We don't speak ill of Matt Jones.
It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Friend of the show. Didn't work out.
I honestly think Matt Jones would have been better in a different offense, one that actually featured the running back.
Fat Rob.
Who's Tua Cravens?
Yeah,
all those guys. So
Rivers Reese says
only good one was Sheriff, and Sheriff was a first rounder.
Yep. Rivers Reese said Ioannidis was good from Scott. He was good. He just wanted too much money and let him go. And yeah, the only good one from McCloughan was probably Sheriff. Yeah, Brandon Sheriff.
Was McCloughan here for Sheriff? Or was it Sheriff the year before?
Sheriff was 17.
15,
right?
I thought.
15?
15.
Yeah, but do you really give credit to guys that
yeah, that he was here. He was here.
Plus he drafted him as a tackle.
Yeah.
He drafted a guard in the first round, which is stupid. If you look back at it.
And then Gruden gets up there and goes, and our first round picks a guard.
Just got lucky with that one.
Really. Yeah. For real. Doxson. Old Josh Doxson out of the league.
That's your man.
I liked Antonio Gandy Gold.
Yeah, that was LE's man. Doxson.
Yeah. Cody Jones, my boys.
LE liked Gandy Golden.
What up? Finally got a free evening. Thank you for joining, Cody. We appreciate you. But going back to the Cam Danztler cut, Andrew Norwell was placed on the PUP list. This is probably going to lead to him being cut, but the NFL is a dirty business. What they're going to do and what they're trying to do is wait for him to pass a physical, and then they will cut him. Because if he passes a physical, they can just cut him without having to pay all the money. If he can't pass the physical, then he has money guaranteed for injury. So it's kind of, they're like, hey man, we need you to rehab to get healthy so we can cut you. Sorry. That's the dirty business of football, but that's what they're doing with Andrew Norwell. Andrew Notwell. I don't really care one way or the other. I'm just saying that's what's going on.
It's going to make people happy.
Yes, Notwell. Andrew Notwell, for sure. But what that leads to is we talked about this a while ago. A lot of the post June 1st designations that we talked about. So if you guys remember all the cuts that were happening earlier on, why weren't we hiring people? Blah, 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 blah. It goes back to the post June 1st designation. Okay. Got an article from Spot Track, one of the best in the NFL when it comes to money. By cutting someone at a certain time and then designated post June, there's always usually more relief in the cap space and savings if you do it after June 1st. Kind of sucks for the player because they don't get enough time to not necessarily find new work, but for the team, it's great, right? So the Commanders, after the Norwell, if they can cut Norwell, which this isn't calculated into, sitting at $8.37 million we are saving after all of our moves that we designated post June 1st. And going into 2024, because all the cuts we made, all the releases we made, 2024 savings $10.16 million. So that's a pretty good chunk of change over 2 years. So just thought I'd throw that out there. I like it. I'm a fan.
I'm all about finding ways to make things work. I mean, this is how teams like the Rams and the Eagles get around the salary cap.
Yep.
So
straight up,
I'm all about it.
Straight up. Okay. Moving on to the next subject in the room. Still no Chase Young, Montez Sweat, or Charles Leno. I don't know if Kazmier just missed a day, but I just caught the headlines the other day saying Kazmier Allen was not there. Hopefully our new kick returner.
Well, Dev had an interesting point that he doesn't know if Kazmier can report.
Why?
Dev, you want to unmute yourself and explain?
My bad. They have a little thing where college athletes they can't participate in off-season activities until their school graduates their class.
Oh,
So I don't know if that's the reason, but I've noticed a lot of times when you see a rookie missing rookie mini camps and stuff, that's generally the reason, especially if they're undrafted because their contract's already been signed.
Got it.
So I don't. That's what I think. I'm gonna look it up and see if that's the reason.
Yeah.
Maybe he graduated or something like that.
But I guess my question, we've been talking a lot about Chase. We've been talking a lot about Montez. We ain't mentioned a word about Charles Leno, supposedly starting left tackle. I don't know if he'll get a captain on his chest. Mentioned a word about him not being there. You got a new quarterback. You're protecting his blind side. Chase Young's getting all this flack. Why no flack for Charles Leno? I mean, we clearly don't mind that either of them are not there. I think we're all in agreement. But why no flack for Charles Leno, the guy who's supposed to protect the blind side of our young quarterback? If y'all giving Montez Sweat and Chase Young all that shit, why is no one giving Charles Leno anything? I don't understand. I don't understand. I could care less. It's optional. Go ahead.
By the way, Kazmier Allen had a hamstring issue.
Oh, okay. Maybe he was getting treatment. So he's there. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think about Jay Leno? Charles Leno, Phil?
Charles Leno is enough of a veteran and has been durable enough and everything that you let Charles Leno be Charles Leno.
That's fair.
Montez, at this point, same thing. Chase, as long as I know that he is working out and everything else. If we had a new defensive coordinator, I would probably be a little more worried. But he's only had this defensive coordinator his entire time in the league. There's nothing tremendously different about what they're going to have him do, probably. He's not playing a new position. He's in the same defense. He's a defensive end. So I'm not that worried. As long as I know that he's, doing his thing, he's still up in Colorado working out or whatever he's doing. I'm fine with that. It's defensive line does not need the same. How do I say this? They don't need the same gel time that defensive line doesn't need it like an offensive line.
Yeah.
A little different when you're on defensive line. Offensive line, there's a lot more of, because of the fact that you're responsive in a lot of ways. So there's a lot more in the way of needing communication than you need on the offense. You need more communication on the offensive line. So you need to know those guys next to you, their habits, things like that. As opposed to defensive line, if you're not running stunts, you're pretty much attacking, just going up the field. And if you're running stunts, well, you just got to know to be in your right position. There isn't a lot of communication there. And there isn't nearly as much audibilizing along the line on the defensive side as opposed to the offensive side. So it's not like he needs to be there for chemistry purposes. Plus, he played alongside these same three other guys his rookie year and half of his second year and at the end of last year. So the need isn't as if this was an offensive lineman, yes. Defensive line, no. I don't see the need for it. It would be nice if he did. It would be a good look, but I don't know if it serves him any better purpose.
Right. Yeah, that's true. A couple comments. Caleb joining us from in the YouTube chat said, "Let's go, Iron Man Sam." That's right. Thank you for joining, Caleb. Appreciate you, Iron Man Sam. If you're already watching this from YouTube, please hit that like button. We really appreciate it. Hit that joint for us. We appreciate it. I got a comment from Lord Tipsy, but let's get through some of these Charles, Leno, and Chase comments first. Yam says, Leno, I kind of get just due to age and family, but I still think they all need at least to make appearances to build a relationship, even if not working out. For the record, Chase and Montez were there working out the first week. He said Charles is a vet. I think that's part of the reason why. Rivers says they're still training. I don't see the big deal. Other than that, they're there with the teammates. I can understand in a way, but nothing to freak out about. That's my thing too. Yes, the rapport is great. It's not bad. Great for the young people, but it's not the end of the world if someone's not there. I was just posing the question for thoughtful conversation of no one's talking about Leno not being there, but Chase is catching all the flack. I get it.
Leno's also first round pillar of the community.
True.
Leno and his wife do so much. Which, by the way, on a side note, if Leno has a bad day, could our fans please not go attack his wife on Twitter?
That gets old quick.
Yeah, that's weird.
Jesus,
it's very weird.
Christ, dude.
Yeah.
She's not out there making blocks.
Probably could, though.
Yeah.
Like, fuck somebody up, man.
Yep. Yeah, says it's about
it seems like he might fuck you up.
Still building a relationship with the guys you play with, whether old or new. Chase deserves the flack for not being there. Affleck? Is that what you're saying? Affleck? Real quick before we go on to the
next. As far as I am concerned.
Okay. Looked like Affleck when I flashed it real quick. Affleck. But I get it. Lord Tipsy, real quick on this question. In y'all's opinion, which player in the draft during the Snyder era that turned out mediocre or a bust would have been a Hall of Famer worthy? Would have been Hall of Fame worthy if they'd been drafted by another team. That's a tough one. Drafted by another team. I mean, easiest position, you got to think of quarterbacks or skill players, right?
Champ Bailey was.
He was a Hall of Famer.
You could say, for me, I would say Kirk Cousins. If he went straight to another team and started, that's an easy one. Hall of Fame worthy. I'm trying to think of these other Snyder players that we drafted from essentially 1999.
I know. Marcus said that the same name that came to my mind was RG3, and
You could say that.
maybe because RG3 though had some certain habits though, like the fact that for as fast as he was not very shifty. He's not like Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson can juke you out your cleats. And Robert was very much a straight line runner. His field vision was terrible when he was running. That's why he took so many bad hits. Is he never saw the guy coming from the side.
Hello-y.
That was going to that caused him. But how many? Not only that one, but think about the hits he took. He took so many bad hits his rookie year. And people want to say, well, that's because Shanahan was running him too much. Well, no, it was because
he didn't slide either.
Robert has very narrow field vision relative to other running quarterbacks. That's just his physical makeup.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would have been any different with a different team.
Yeah. Marcus said Brad Johnson.
Well, Brad Johnson wasn't drafted here.
Yeah. We're looking at draft picks.
And Brad Johnson should have never lost that job because he was fantastic.
And if a player had injury prone, would going to another team make them not injury prone? I don't know. I don't think so.
LaRon Landry, maybe?
Scheme, maybe.
LaRon Landry comes to mind.
I loved him, but I also hated him a lot because all he did was
take up bodybuilding as a player.
After like a 45-yard game and he makes a tackle, he would stand up and celebrate. Like, dude, you just gave him a 45-yard pass. Why are you celebrating? Get that out of here, dude. Like, I have a signed picture of him, by the way, Area 51, him and Sean Taylor together. Great picture. But I still hate LaRon Landry, man. We wasted a second-round pick or a first-round pick? I think it ended up 30th.
So much, you know what's funny? When Taylor left, like, he got lost. Because he was good. Yeah. Next to Taylor. It's like I think Taylor knew how to talk to him.
Yeah. Well, you thought when Asimigo Otagwe came on that they were going to be another little mini Area 51 and it didn't work out because they were both, one of them was always injured. But yeah.
Otagwe.
I am excited to talk about at the very end, the last topic we're going to talk about, so you guys stick around. Holdovers from the Jay Gruden area still on this team. So that's the last topic. So we're almost there. Okay. Please stick around for that. That's going to be the best one. So holdovers that were part of the Jay Gruden regime that are still here and contributing to the Ron Rivera regime. The next topic. So Brian Davis, mythical money man, Brian Davis has withdrawn his bid withdrawn his lawsuit against Bank of America. And it's funny, like
lols.
Super funny. Hold on. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm going to represent this here. Slipped. But remember his company Urban Echo was suing Bank of America because his company felt that it was Bank of America's fault that Brian Davis's his bid, I think it was $11 billion, didn't make it into the process. Okay. Bank of America felt his deposit slips were either forged or fake. They did not deposit that $5.1 billion check. It was unstamped. So therefore, he did not have the money in his account to make a bid, and it never went anywhere. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about this, that Brian Davis had first sued Bank of America for $500 billion. Then it dropped down to $990,000, and now he's withdrawn the lawsuit. But it's pretty funny, man. I'll read a tweet here. The Bank of America literally questioned the genuineness of the $5.1 billion in bank drafts. And this was filed in Greenbelt, Maryland, right around the corner from me, not too far. Very, very funny, needless to say. So I hate to keep bringing this up. It's such a funny topic because if you guys remember, he was the one that wanted to have the moat around FedEx Field. He on the air,
Six Flags.
On the Junkies, he admitted he tried to buy Six Flags from Dan Snyder. Then he found out Dan doesn't own Six Flags anymore. He was like, "Oh yeah, I should have listened to my attorney, but I tried to do it myself." It's like, dude, everything he did was just, his intellectual property was worth $11 billion. And they kept trying, where are you going to get this money from? Well, I have investors who are going to give me $11 billion because my idea for the Commanders, my vision is worth $11 billion. No way. It's just funny. I wanted to keep bringing it up, but Yam says, get your butts over to the YouTube channel. Hit that like button, folks. Yes. Thank you much. Thank you much. Okay. Before we get to the last topic, the Sam Howell, we talked about Sam Howell in the beginning. Iron Man Sam, go back, look at the IG video Commanders posted. You know, he's basically Iron Man, and he has a beard, so Robert Downey Jr. should play him. But stupid article, I do want to show you, has a stat prediction for all 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Should I start with Sam Howell or should I go down the list first? You know what? I'll start with Sam Howell.
Start with Sam.
This article, okay, it's Commander Sam Howell, Slinging Sam. These are stat predictions for the 2023 starting quarterbacks. They are predicting this man is going to have a 63% completion rate, 2,122 passing yards, 7 passing touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 34 carries, 155 yards rushing, and 1 rushing touchdown. If you're playing 7 games, what kind of stats are those? 7 touchdowns? I mean,
that prediction can suck it from the back and stick itself nose deep.
Basically saying he's gonna get hurt.
It doesn't say that, but the stats say that. It makes no sense. Now, Kenny Pickett played 13 games last year. He threw 7 touchdowns. But Sam Howell's he's the number one guy right now, getting all the number one reps in OTA. He's going to get him in camp. He's going to get him in preseason. If I was able to bet on that, the over, I would.
500, you would?
I totally would.
I don't think, man, I told you, I don't think, man.
I would bet $500 if I could that he would eclipse. Hold on, let me look at this. 63 is the tough one. 63% is the one that would give me the yardage. Yes. Touchdowns.
Touchdowns.
Well, interceptions. That's not fair.
Rushing yards too. You might get 155 in 2 games.
Interceptions. He's gonna. What if he throws 30 touchdowns and 7 interceptions? Yeah. But you see what I'm saying, right? It's just a funny. I don't know. It just made me look like, who wrote this?
Man, they're looking at it sensibly. If you were not a Commanders fan and you were, let's say, a Philly, a Cowboys, or a Giants fan, right? And Washington had a 5th round pick that they gave no contest was going to be their first guy after throwing 18 passes in a year where we had bum ass quarterbacks. What would you think? Like, easy win. That's what you would think.
True.
You would think Washington might beat us, but they're going to beat us because of their defense. They're not going to beat us because of
I am taking a humble approach. I am not a blind homer. You know what I'm saying? And once again, I don't wear these things 24/7. My Commanders homer glasses. Okay, I don't. I'll leave them on for a second. When I evaluate Sam Howell, any player team, I'm personally very objective. You know what I mean? I think he'll probably get 3,200-ish yards. I'd be happy with 22 touchdowns, maybe 12 interceptions, and then maybe like 300 yards rushing. That's really all I would like to see from Sam Howell. That would show some growth. Is there any other quarterback you want me to look at real quick, who they're predicting before I move on?
Let's see what they got for Pickett.
Okay. For Baker Mayfield, they're saying basically the same thing, except 9 passing touchdowns, 9 interceptions.
Well, they have him stated explicitly he will be replaced by Kyle Trask.
Yeah, they got Geno balling out, basically same as last year. Brock Purdy, I think 3,400, 21 passing touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
I think that those passing numbers are more like what you may see out of Sam Howell.
Yeah.
What's
up to our guy, Mr. Titan says, what up, boys? Long time no talk. Hope all is well. Yeah, man. Hey, we're just going through some funny stat predictions for all 32 quarterbacks. For the Titans, for Ryan Tannehill, just so you know, this article is saying Ryan Tannehill will have a 64% completion rate, 3,030 yards, 10 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 41 carries, 151 rushing yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. What say you? Why no Will Levis? I mean, not Will Levis. I'm sorry. Malik Willis is now the second, but who's the backup in Tennessee now?
Malik Willis.
No, there's another quarterback they added. I'm going crazy here.
This year, right?
It was Will Levis, wasn't it?
Yeah, they drafted Will Levis.
Yeah, Will Levis. Yeah, why no Will Levis? Yeah, see, I was right the first time. Why no Will Levis?
Yeah, he looks terrible.
Yeah. Baker, Geno, Brock, Kenny Pickett, 65% completion rate, they're basically 3,700 passing yards, 22 touchdowns, 12 interceptions.
That feels a lot more accurate.
48 rushing yards.
That feels a lot more along the lines of what we should be hoping for Sam Howell. Now, completion percentage may be a little high, but not much. And 22-12 would be a solid.
That's what ratio. I said, dude. That I would love that. Mr. Titan says, "Yep, Will Levis. Yep, we're in trouble." Right. Oh, y'all haven't traded Derrick Henry yet either, so y'all need to get on that. Get some capital. But Will Levis could be your savior. Who knows? This Jalen Hurts, not going to go over him. Basically the same. Lots of
4,000 passing, 1,000 rushing.
Yeah, what's that like?
Aaron Rodgers, I can tell you what they're doing right there.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers, typical Aaron Rodgers year, 4,032 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Danny Dimes, 3,500 yards, 20 passing, 9 interceptions. Actually, I'd be okay with these numbers for Sam.
I would love it because that means he's running the ball and he's good at
that. For the Saints, they got old Derek Carr, typical Derek Carr numbers, about 4K, 25 and 13. That's about what he usually does per year. Mac Jones, 4,000 yards. What? 25 passing, 9 interceptions, 51 carries. Yeah. Kirk Cousins, 4,300, 28 and 12.
That sounds like Kirk.
Tua, 4,000, 27 and 12. If he stays healthy, doesn't get another concussion. Matt Stafford, 4,000, 20 and 12. That's dropping from his usual. He's on the downwards trend. Justin Herbert, 4,400, 30 and 11. Who is Jimmy Garoppolo, 3,800, 20 and 10. 3,800 yards. That's a lot. Patrick Mahomes, basically 5,000, 38 and 10. Get out of here. That's not fair.
Now, if we could only get those numbers for Sam Howell.
I know. I'm not going to go. Anyone else? Trevor Lawrence, 4,000, 28 and 9. Anthony Richardson, 2,600, 14. We just said 3,500, 22 and
damn.
Yeah.
They don't see much for Anthony Richardson this year.
They got CJ Stroud outperforming Sam Howell. Like, come on, man.
Like, big time.
It's crazy.
They really think that Jacoby Brissett's going to play half the season.
Yeah, they got Jordan Love, 3,800 yards, 24 and 12.
I think that he's going to play half the season.
They got who?
Brissett.
You think so? For performance or injury?
Either or.
Come on, you can't say both.
Man, I hope he don't. But I'm just saying, look, there's something weird. I've always said there's something weird about going after a backup quarterback in the first minute of free agency.
He was the number two ranked.
I don't give a shit, dog.
Backup quarterback.
You got him to be the backup. Why was it such an emergency to get that guy in the first hour of free agency? I've never seen a team do that. The history of the NFL, I can't name the first day of free agency somebody signed a dude specifically to be the backup quarterback on the first
because
day.
They specifically like him as a guy to be a mentor to have.
So, and out of how many years, how many Super Bowls have there been?
I don't know.
Like 60. So out of 60 fucking years of the NFL, since the Super Bowl era, I've never seen the free agent back specifically signed to be a backup done on the first day of free agency. Yeah. I've never seen it, man. I've never seen it. So that's all I'm saying. And it does seem weird, man. I don't think Brissett would play bad either. But I just think, I would be mad if he played well. It pissed me off. Like, why do we need this guy to play well for us so we could just be drafting the quarterback next year and be in the same situation with
what if okay. what if your scenario happens where Jacoby Brissett has to come in early, and he looks like Geno last year? He pulls a Geno. He just completely revitalizes his career.
We'll be drafting another quarterback in the first round next year.
That's really?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing.
You don't think that they'd keep him as a starter?
Fuck no.
Sports Illustrated.
No new one is going to happen. Be they start quarterback, bro.
Andy Dalton was the number one, according to Sports Illustrated. Andy Dalton is the number one ranked backup quarterback in the NFL.
Right.
Jacoby Brissett is ranked number 2. Number 3 is Gardner Minshew.
What day did any of those 3 guys get picked up?
Well, that's what I was trying to stimulate. Number 4 is Taylor Heineke on the Falcons, and number 5 is Jameis Winston on the Saints. 6, Cooper Rush, Cowboys. The Cowboys locked him up pretty quickly. I don't think we're going to let him walk. So did the Saints also lock Jameis Winston up very quickly. I don't think he ever hit free agency. Taylor hit free agency. I don't know about Gardner Minshew also hit free agency, so because he was on Philly before. I don't know. Let's get to
maybe
the big last topic.
Really, hold on. Maybe Bieniemy wanted Jacoby Brissett.
I'm not knocking getting Jacoby Brissett. I'm knocking getting Jacoby Brissett the first 5 minutes of free agency like he's fucking Dan Marino.
But I mean, it doesn't really matter when.
It does matter.
Okay, well, did you miss out on someone else because you got Jacoby Brissett? No, that's not how free agency works.
Yeah, you probably did not sign somebody else because you got Jacoby Brissett because it's $10 million for a backup.
But they still have money. They never ran out of money.
You could have signed him later, man. It's just weird. I don't know what it would. We'll find out. We will find out, man.
Okay, listen. The point of this next topic is this. It's Ron Rivera's 4th year. I've been talking about does culture equal winning the last 2 episodes. Ron Rivera has, in fact, turned this team around to whatever he wants it to be, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what that is, but I like it. I just wanted to show the amount of the players still on this team that were on the Jay Gruden era that made it to Ron Rivera's regime because I believe he believes that they fit their culture. Okay, so without any further ado, here we go. Troy Apke, Kendall Fuller, who left. We traded him away, and now he's back. But you know what? He's still here. Terry McLaurin, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne. Those are the 6 draft picks that are still here from the Jay Gruden era. Unsigned or signed free agents. Tressway, Danny Johnson, and Jeremy Reeves.
None of those are second round
That's it. Those are the only people left from the Jay Gruden era. That's crazy. When I actually was doing the research today about that, I thought it was going to be less. But then I looked, this is 9 players, and all 9 of these players, except for Troy Apke, but these are all contributing players in some way, shape, or form. They're not just, you know what I mean? Is that shocking to you guys? Did you guys realize it was all these people? Did you think it was more? Did you think it was less?
No, it sounded about right, and it's the right guys to keep.
Is Shaka Tony suspended for gambling?
Yes, indefinitely right now. I think it's going through the appeals process.
Yeah, he's gone for the year.
Yeah, the NFL got hit with a bunch of people.
Yeah,
but yeah, so those 9 players, man, the only people left from the Jay Gruden era. We had so many people, drafted different years. Not going to go through all of them, but the Jay Gruden folks: Apke, Fuller, McLaurin, Sweat, Allen, and Payne, and unsigned free agents. Tressway, Danny Johnson, Jeremy Reeves. Jeremy Reeves, All-Pro. Tressway, Pro Bowler. You know what I'm saying? Borderline All-Pro. Should be an All-Pro. But I thought it was going to be a lot more. I really did. I really do. Dev. I actually put it out on a tweet earlier that I would like to share if I could, if I may. I think I might have gotten rid of it. But no, I want to see if it got any traction because that's important. But yeah, when you're talking about changing a culture, I think it's 3 years to change it to whatever you want, right? 3 years sound about right? For changing it?
If you're just talking about an on the field culture, a football playing culture, then yeah. But if you're talking about a whole front office, front hall, where you have to get presidents and media presidents and make a whole new online platform and all that, make a whole new team mascot, change the colors around a little bit, add black, like that might take more. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got to do all the stuff, everybody keeps forgetting. Ron, I think winning was probably second. You know, the change the way we looked on TV as far as from an organizational standpoint, a cultural standpoint, was his first job. I say he's done a pretty decent job at that. You know what I'm saying? Now he's got to start winning.
Yeah, true story. Lord Tipsy's taking off. I appreciate it. Hashtag stay tipsy. Rivers Reese says they knew we lost Heineke, so they needed a good safety mentor. So Jacoby was the next best option and not a terrible one. But draft a quarterback next year unless Sam kills it, which I think he will surprise us. Going back to the previous topic, but yeah, visual, you can see it now. It's much more clear, the players that we still have on this team. So these were the players that met Ron's culture, I guess, for lack of a better term. It makes sense. They're all seem like very good team players. I don't know if there's
now.
Yeah, the time. That's right. The time is now.
Time is now.
To be fair, Jay took over in what 2014.
2014.
So you go by 2014. By 3 years, that'd have been 2017. He still had Kirk Cousins. We were kind of trending in the right direction. We had one division championship, 2 playoff appearances, but we just could not get
the more
talent.
Jay got influence. Jay and Bruce got players in there, the worse things got. That 2015 team won the division.
Yes.
And 2016 team started off the first 10 games 6-3-1 with largely a holdover roster from Mike Shanahan. And then it started to go to pot.
Didn't we finish 8-7-1?
8-7-1.
That was the England tie.
Yes.
Versus the Bengals. Who was the kicker that did it?
It was Dustin
Hopkins.
Yep, Dustin Hopkins.
Rivers Reese says Jay's a good scout for players. Snyder had him by the balls, I think. And I think Jay was a good offensive mind, not a good head coach. He wasn't leader of men. It was Camp Jay, right? And
I don't think he was that good of a scout for players.
I think he was a good play designer, play caller. The only problem was he was so rigid. It was, this is my system. Either you fit or you don't. I will not change my system to fit your strengths. I will not do that. This is my system. You will adjust to my. That was his mentality. And if you weren't Colt McCoy or Ryan Grant, who were his sons, if you fell out of his favor, you were done. Just ask Capri Bibbs.
Or if you try to bump,
whoa. That had nothing to do with play on the field.
No, I'm just joking. But if you fell out of favor with him for anything, you were done. A fumble, you know what I mean? Like he did it. You like what? Who was our fumble guy? Who used to fumble a lot? Was it not Rob Kelly? It was another guy I thought we had. Samaje Perine. Samaje Perine had fumbling issues, and that dude I loved Samaje. He was a bowling ball, and then he had a couple fumbles.
Perine's fumbling issues were overstated.
100%. And I look at him on the Bengals. He's the Bengals third down back. No one ever thought he'd be a third down back. But
he's a change of pace guy for Mixon, and he
digress.
does a fantastic job.
Yeah,
I see, and I remember people trying to tell me that Rob Kelly was better than Perine. I'm like,
yeah,
no.
Yeah, Brian says
Perine,
there's no
Perine
way.
had more notable games than Kelly.
Ryan says there's no way we don't play the best player on the team, Tress Way.
Oh
yeah, no. We're not talking about paying or playing. I don't know if the typo or not. Tress Way's playing, man. Tress Way's God. That's the only Commander's jersey I own right now is Tress Way. Got to do it. Love Tress, man. He's a funny dude. I don't know if Cheeseman's turning out to be anything cool or good yet. Not sure. Might be a little early. But Tress Way and Joey Sly, big Joey Sly.
Joey.
Muscle Sly. They're turning out to be a pretty cool, I don't know what you call that unit, the special teams skill players, I guess. I don't know. But turned out to be pretty good. Ryan Elias says, but in Cincy, he is a beast. He is a beast, man. He is a beast.
Was a huge Smart JP Ryan guy.
Yeah.
Huge. Thought he was going to be it.
Samaje Perine. I'm trying to remember the college he went to.
It was wasn't Oklahoma.
Oklahoma?
It was Oklahoma, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it was Oklahoma, but
it was Oklahoma. It was Oklahoma or Oklahoma State. It was one of the two. He was a Big 12 guy.
OK State. Yeah. Very cool. Well, let's go into our little free-for-all segment here. At this point in time, we talked about Iron Man Sam, some stats. We did talk about little Montez, little Chase, little Charles Leno, Brian Davis withdrawing lawsuit, crazy stat predictions. And we really talked about roster leftovers from Jay Gruden and the fact that there's only 9 players left from when Jay Gruden was here, and that this is truly Ron's team. He has gotten rid of all the players that don't meet his expectation and standards. He's got his stamp on this team. Oh. Bam, pow, pow, pow. So no more excuses. There's no more. You can't go in the next year saying, well, we're still working on the process. No, bro, that's it. I'm already a little troubled that he said we're roster building for the first time. It's year 4, man.
I think he meant. I think that was one of those things where I think he was really getting to the point of we've finally gotten built this roster.
Yes.
The way
but everything is one of those things where he meant to say something else, man.
I really do.
But you got what it is. You got to take actions after the words and kind of figure out what he really means. Yeah. Ron is not
like Kanye West.
Yeah. Yam says he loves Cheeseman. And Ryan said he had no fumbles in college at Oklahoma. Look at that. Yam says the new Punisher comic book run sucks ass.
Hey, Yam, I read the Flashpoint comic again. I've seen the cartoon animated movie and read the comic a million times just to prep for the new Punisher. For the new Flash movie. So I can't wait for that. Spider-Man tomorrow, man. Can't wait.
Yeah, the new Miles Morales sequel. Yeah. It's going to be dope. Can't wait. It's going to be
Gentlemen, can we just appreciate the fact that we've made it to June? We have now officially made it to sundress season.
Hurry it up. Yeah.
It's about that time. Now, Steve, you can't partake because you'll have another kid.
Sun's out, guns out.
Yeah, you put them bullets in the chamber. But
Pause.
Yeah.
Pause.
Ryan said the heater down, want Jimmy to win, but Nuggets in 5.
Nuggets in 5, huh?
Yeah, it's been fun. There's been some good games, some good series. I haven't been watching as closely.
The NBA is so mad.
Yeah, the script, it totally violated the script. It was supposed to be LeBron.
They look at this matchup going, we're gonna get no ratings.
Man, I got the Nuggets in 4. They're gonna sweep the shit out. They're up 17 now.
Oh,
yeah, they're gonna beat shit out of them dudes, man.
I mean, just imagine if Jimmy Butler goes down.
Man, the Knicks should have won, man. Honestly, man. I mean, hell, Randall was out first game and they was injured the rest of the games. They should have won game 1 and game 6. They should have won them too. I mean,
what do y'all think? What do y'all think of Shannon Sharp leaving Fox Sports?
I like it because he's gonna do his own thing. Working with Skip Bayless is, dude. I can't think of a worse TV personality. I hate to say I don't want to compare him to Tucker Carlson, but he's so
Max Kellerman.
Max Kellerman, who's a great rapper, by the way. Check him out.
Yeah, the LSMC. You think Max is worse than Skip?
I don't think so.
Hate Max.
I hate
Skip. I like Max, man. Skip I like that show. Max, Keyshawn, and Will. I love that show. Actually,
Max can suck it from the back.
Pat McAfee got a huge deal.
Every morning while I eat my cereal. I brush my teeth, African child.
How many kookaroos do you own? I'm gonna be all right. You own no kookaroos.
No kookaroos.
Yeah, Pat McAfee got a huge deal. He left his show from I don't know who was on. I don't know if it was Barstool or whatever, but now he's with ESPN and Disney, and he's making 4 years. I can't remember the money.
They did. That's what you do. You go to podcast route. You get on an independent platform like Barstool, get your value up, and then you jump ship.
Yeah, he almost like a.
You notice whenever they jump ship. Here's the thing: you'll notice that when you jump ship like that, if you don't retain a ton of creative control, it waters down.
Yeah, it's this show Sting, and then people are trying to fill in for him. I don't know how it's working. Well, that's the Pat McAfee show on ESPN Disney. I don't know who's actually hosting it, but I don't know.
I just don't. Like
it's a good show.
But that's what guys like that do. Do you think Shannon's going to go to podcast route?
Yeah. I don't know. He could. I don't know. He works well with other people to like run off him. I don't know if he could do his own thing.
Yeah, he would definitely need a strong second mic.
Yeah.
For sure. Ryan but that's most good podcasts. You need a good second mic.
Yeah. Ryan says Skip is an absolute tool. He's on par with Jim Rome.
Have you ever seen him? You ever see Jim Everett when he kept calling him Chris Everett?
Oh, you know something? As much of an asshole as Jim Rome was for that, I give him credit. He got threatened. He's like, listen, you call me Chris again. You know, he basically says, you call me Chris again. He threatens to kick his ass. And Jim goes, okay, Chris. Like
if you're Jim, you had to do it though. You had at that point, like fuck, I
had to do it.
I got to fucking stood up.
He had to. Nah, he could have laughed on. Goes, okay, I was just messing with you. He could have done that, but no, he went with it. And I'm like, you know what? And then he almost got his ass beat on national television.
He didn't get his ass beat.
No, he got. Everett was about to punch him, and a bunch of people came in.
Yeah, Rivers said Skip sucks, but I like that show. Skip is just stop taking the personal shots. If you didn't take the personal shots, you remember he was dogging Shannon because Brady played longer than him. He's like, dude, I'm a fucking Hall of Famer. Like, get off my nuts. Marcus says he already has a podcast called Uncle Shay Shay. Yeah, I didn't know that.
He retained the rights to that show too, by the way.
Yeah.
The Shay Shay.
Funny. You ever listen to like terrestrial radio? Like regular radio in your car, FM radio.
I am.
Yeah, I listen to ESPN when I'm doing.
Okay. Do you ever hear? Well, like it's on 106.7 and here, right? They have the CBS Sports Minute, and these people come on and say, you know, I'm Jim Rome. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm talking about? You ever hear? You ever hear Boomer Esiason? No. It reminds me of Will Ferrell doing the Harry Carey impression. He goes, I'm Boomer Esiason. And then he says some stupid sentence of just like, oh, these guys are doing this. And I'm Boomer Esiason. If you listen for it next time, it just comes out and he goes, I'm Boomer Esiason. It sounds like he's losing it. It's kind of funny, but just listen for it. If you hear it on sports talk radio,
so
you'll hear it.
You want to talk about radio personalities and so forth. There's a funny story. This is apparently a true story because both men corroborated it. All right. As people know, I used to listen to talk radio a lot back in the day. Like back when 106.7 was a hot talk station. So people remember Opie and Anthony. Mm-hmm. Apparently, Anthony and Boomer Esiason grew up in the same neighborhood as kids. Went to the same elementary school. And you got to remember, Anthony was a short, scrawny, little nerdy kid.
I thought Boomer Esiason from Louisville.
That's where he went to college. But they grew up in Long Island.
Oh.
And apparently, Anthony decided, I don't know, Boomer was being the big jock and picking on everybody. And Anthony just ran up and tried to jump Boomer. And he, mind you, they're like elementary school kids. He punched Boomer and hurt his own hand and started crying. And Boomer said, I'm looking at this kid like, I don't know whether to kick his ass or to feel sorry for him.
Oh, man. Boomer Esiason, University of Maryland, by the way.
Yes, that's right. He was University of Maryland. I forgot about that. Yeah. God damn, I should have known that one.
Yeah. People forget about that.
No, it was Phil Simms. You got to think of the other blonde guy. He went to Morehead.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Phil Simms. I don't know why I said Boomer Esiason. Yeah, I'm thinking of Phil Simms.
Yeah, you think of Phil Simms.
Yeah, Phil Simms is from Louisville.
They're both blonde hair 80s quarterbacks.
Yeah. They all look the same, right?
Phil Sims and Boomer Esiason do look a little too alike.
Yeah, they kind of were the same era a little bit and shit. Just kind of
same era, same haircut.
Yeah.
Same hair color.
We thank you everyone for tuning in. Those who are in the chat, always making this show live. This show would not be live without you guys. Rivers, Marcus Yam, Ryan, Lord Tipsy, Mr. Titan, thank you for tuning in, stopping by. Cody popped in as well. Thank you much. Caleb on Facebook. I'll make sure I hit everyone. Shy Guns, thank you for popping in. Marcus and Deuce, Kevin Williams, thank you so much. This was our 200th episode. Like I said, we will do an actual celebration at a later time and date.
We go, Shotguns. You so black, you gotta eat Tootsie Rolls wearing white gloves because you might bite your fingers by accident. Black motherfucker. Shotguns so black. There's blood type to smoke.
Get him.
Emotional damage.
You look like an unlockable character on Mortal Kombat. Noob, say by
just roast him. That's cooking. That's cooking. Lord Tippy says, commanding this cold brew. Yes, Rivers. Great time, fellas. Chat soon. Thank you much. Like I said, if you're still popping in here, please go hit that like button real quick on the live chat. If you're in the live stream, it really helped grow this video. Thank you very much. Fellas, any shout outs before we shut it down?
Shout out to us. 200 episodes.
200.
Coming around the corner. Is it 200 today or the next episode?
Today's 200. And we've been doing one episode for a while, so when we get back to the double 2 episodes a week, man, it'll just continue to climb.
Episode 200. We're gonna have a blowout one day about it.
Yes.
I'd like to thank us for 200 episodes.
Is it 200 command this episodes? Or are we counting?
No, it's
200 from
200 combined
over the evolution. So it's not just us. It was Rod. It was
you know what? Shout out to Rod.
Shout out to Rod.
We have a reunion episode, man.
We do need to have one. Yes, that's why I didn't, not quite want to celebrate it yet. We'll put it out, but I think we need to do something like that for sure, straight up. So, Badass Lord Tippy says you need to chill, Daddy. If I gotta find it, I will look for that. Daddy, chill. Marcus says, shout out to all of the graduates. Yeah, shout out to all the graduates. Ben, Phil's son, graduated.
Shotguns looks like Precious if she dressed up for Halloween at Suge Knight. Just randomly saying.
What were y'all before this? So when we first started, we were the Redskins.
We were the Fast Blacks.
We were the Redskins addicts. And then we changed to the Washington Football Addicts, and then we rebranded when the team rebranded as well to Command This.
Right. You can find our earlier streams on Pornhub under the BBC section. They might blur that out in Japan, yeah.
Because they blur out everything.
Not me, though.
Our
no
podcast
care.
in Japan.
Yeah, and thank you for everyone, man.
Welcome to Japan, where you can get like little girls' panties and vending machines, but they don't show pubic hair. You know what I'm saying? I never understand porn over there.
This is the shocking content, Dev. That we're asking why we have shocking content violations. This is what they're talking.
It's on YouTube. Robots fucking is on YouTube, man. That's a Japanese website.
I don't know. I'm still gonna check this one's good before we push it out. See what they say. All right, we'll see you guys next Thursday, and thank you for tuning in for our 200th episode. Like I said, we'll celebrate in style at a later date to be determined.
Don't forget to check out Phil making chili dogs naked on OnlyFans, man.
It's coming.
Causing
all right.
Sucks. Anyway.
Hey, Shotguns, your breath so bad you can blow a bubble with it now later. Fuck you.
Hail. We out.